What's up, people? This is Nation Girl 30 here, and I'm giving you a raw review for February 13th. Now, there's something I'm going to actually talk about a little bit later on after this review, and also I want to wish everybody out there a happy Valentine's Day for those who are going to celebrate tomorrow, and a happy Valentine's Day night for the guys who do it right. Now, moving on to the beginning. I honestly really did like the debate. It really was entertaining. At first, I was going to write it off. I thought, oh my gosh, why they're doing this, but it was actually pretty entertaining. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was ridiculous, but I just couldn't stop laughing. But the one thing that really set me off was the fact that Kofi Kingston really did speak up for himself. He was tired of being, left back in the back burner. He really did speak up for himself, and he really did prove it. Plus, the debate kind of led up to the Elimination Chamber based matches that they had for the entire night, which I think was great, especially for the pay-per-view not being so far off. They did a really good job in promoting it. Now I'm going to go into some of the matches. Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Kofi Kingston versus Chris Jericho. Now, honestly, Chris Jericho pretty much called him the afterthought, and I think that's pretty much what set him going, saying like, you know what, I'm not an afterthought, I'm going to prove it. Even though Kofi Kingston did not win, they did a good job showing how strong he can be. Even though he did not win, he's still strong winning that match because it was actually a decent amount of time. He wasn't squashed. I know it's supposed to promote Chris Jericho, especially for the CM Punk feud, but it did give Kofi Kingston's chance to shine. I don't completely hate this. The match that I really did not like was CM Punk versus The Miz. It really did make The Miz look weak. It didn't really give The Miz a shot in the dark of even thinking about winning the championship. It didn't really do a good job with The Miz at all. I really wish to see that Chris Jericho came out there and did some kind of interference to make them both look strong, but unfortunately, he won over cleanly by getting caught up in the Anaconda Vice. I didn't really like the way it ended. I really didn't think it did a good job with The Miz. I just didn't like it at all. But moving on to the Big Show versus Randy Orton. We saw this match. Well, actually, really wasn't so much of a match. It was like something that kind of flared off from SmackDown. But honestly, yeah, Randy Orton did botch his RKO at the end. But all in all, I really do like the way it ended. I like the way that Daniel Bryan interfered because it made Daniel Bryan seem like an aggressive champion again. I really did like that. I have absolutely no objections to that at all. I think it really did a good job. Now, Tamina and Beth Phoenix was announced a little bit later on, but Tamina was actually facing Brie Bella. Now, this was kind of sort of an Elimination Chamber based match, except that Beth Phoenix was sitting on the outside. In a way, I don't really have an objection to this because unfortunately the Divas division is resting on the shoulders of two people, Tamina and Beth Phoenix. They're the only entertaining women that are left. All the other ones are complete waifs and they're completely unrealistic. And unfortunately, Natalya has been completely insulted and just demeaned and buried as of late just for the whole farting thing. So honestly, they're the only two people that can hold the Divas division until Karma comes around. So I think they really did make the good decision and not having Beth Phoenix actually in a match because it's actually something to promote towards the Elimination Chamber. So I think they actually did a good job with that. Now, yes, there were some filler every once in a while, especially the whole John Laurinaitis thing. I really don't think they should have done it. They shouldn't have involved him at all. They should have at least waited until the Elimination Chamber was over. But unfortunately, they had to incorporate him in there, and they shouldn't have. They should have left it alone. Now, the one thing that I'm definitely going to say is the R-Truth versus Dolph Ziggler match. I enjoyed that because it really did give it really did give R-Truth a chance to shine. He literally beaten a guy that was in his prime. Dolph Ziggler is pretty much like on top of the world almost. He's like almost becoming main event status. He is in his prime, and the fact that R-Truth beat him was a great push towards his career. So honestly, I really did think that they did a good job there because R-Truth really needs to push. They actually just made him look really crazy and really dumb as of late. Now that he's no longer a heel and he's starting to become a face, they really need to start doing something with him. Seriously, there's only so far that being crazy can go. Look at Mark Henry. There's only so far his character can go. So I'm really hoping that they actually continue to promote R-Truth, especially in this way, because I'm tired of him looking crazy. He has a lot more potential than that. But moving on from there. Okay, a lot of people may consider this meaningless filler, or a lot of people may consider it a purpose. I am the one that consider this a purpose. As of late, we all know that John Cena there have been teases of him going dark. Now, with Kane being more involved and Zack Ryder and Eve, even though I don't like Eve being incorporated in the storyline, they actually kind of did it right here, because this was supposed to allow us to just start seeing John Cena slowly going dark. It all had a purpose. Yes, it was somewhat of a filler, but it was a filler with a purpose. It literally was trying to push John Cena going dark, and I really think that they actually did a good job doing that, especially trying to promote the ambulance match between John Cena and Kane. They did a good job in doing that. Yes, it may seem like filler, but it was filler with a purpose, and I have no problem with this. But the biggest, most epic moment of the night for me was Triple H and the HBK segment. My goodness, when these guys are in the ring together, they always seem to make you feel uncomfortable, because it makes you feel like it's just too close to home. But honestly, these guys literally tug at your heartstrings. It makes you feel like that you're part of the storyline. They literally kicked down that fourth wall again. They literally made you feel uncomfortable, but then not uncomfortable enough to turn away. This was the segment that I loved and longed to see more often. Not the ones that incorporate family to where it's like completely uncomfortable, to where they actually get too involved in their lives. But it just made it was enough to where it made it interesting and made you want to watch more. That is what I miss. I really do miss segments like this, and I really enjoyed this segment. All in all, Raw was a good Raw. I have no issues, no bad things to say about it. I have to give it a solid A. They did a good job in promoting Elimination Chamber. All their matches were Elimination Chamber based, no filler. Yes, there was a small amount of filler in there, but it didn't dominate like it did in other shows. It did a good job. Especially with John Cena and the little segments they had with Eve and Zack Ryder. It led up to something. That's what it's supposed to do. It leads up to something. It had a purpose. So I'm not hating on that totally. And the segment of the night, Triple H and HBK in the ring together as friends, going at it. Not as two wrestlers that used to wrestle. Two friends. They really sucked you in there, and they did a good job of doing that. So I'm giving it an A. That's my verdict, and I'm sticking to it. Now, before I sign off, there was one thing I wanted to do in the spirit of WrestleMania. Now, I never really had a chance to do a WrestleMania 27 review because of certain circumstances. So, at the end of this month, I am going to actually put up a WrestleMania 27 review because I had a chance to go and experience it firsthand. So, I'm actually going to do a review on that. Then, in the spirit of the main event at WrestleMania, what I am going to do with both John Cena as well as The Rock is I am going to review 3 of their movies. 1 I've seen from both, and 2 I haven't seen from both. But what I'm going to do is, after I review the movies, it's going to be up to you guys to make a decision on who is best. Whether or not you think that The Rock's is best, whether or not you think John Cena is best. I am going to have my review, and I'm going to put my little 2 cents in it. But at the end, I'm going to total up how many people is going to say this is best and this is best. And this is going to probably be, pretty much my prediction. Whoever you guys think is going to be the best person in these movies is probably going to be the one that's going to win the main event. That is going to be my prediction. So I am leaving that up to you guys. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. So hopefully you will enjoy. I want to give a quick shout out to Review Manified. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for shouting me out and leaving a video response to my last video. And also, thank you for calling out Punk, or AKA David Otunga, because he will always be Punk from I Love New York. Big ups for calling that out. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. See you later.